WSMP4 News at 10 starts now with First Alert Weather.
Grab those blankets tonight because cold weather is hitting the mid-state. Thanks for joining us tonight at 10. I'm Courtney Allen, joined alongside First Alert meteorologist Cruz Medina. Cruz, tomorrow morning, people are waking up to single-digit temperatures.
Yeah, there's going to be a bite to the air as you walk out the door. And like you said, you're going to need layers here.
As the mid-state braces for the cold, we're bringing you some reminders if you find yourselves outdoors this week. Steve Mailing spoke with people gearing up for the temperature drop today and has some tips. The Wilson County Sheriff's Office is working to help people stay warm in this week's cold weather. They're collecting blankets, sleeping bags, tents, hand warmers, and fast food gift cards. They accepted donations today at the Wilson County Emergency Management Agency in Lebanon. Everything collected will be handed out tomorrow. Nashville Electric says lower temperatures may mean higher power bills. For one customer, that meant that her last gas bill was nearly 3 times higher than it usually is in the summer. Nashville Electric says this week, to avoid that, try to keep the thermostat down to cut back on costs. They also suggest using small heaters and blankets to keep warm.
If I'm having a real chill, I'll put it up to 69. I don't know, the older you get, your muscles ache, it just feels good. Now, if I could find me a nice cuddly man to cuddle up with, that would help too.
The Metro Action Commission says they work with Nashville Electric on programs to make your home more energy efficient while also offering programs to reduce bills. Some parts of Middle Tennessee saw snow this morning, which can create slick roads. That has so far resulted in at least 8 crashes in Clarksville and Montgomery County. In Lebanon, police responded to a crash on I-840 that involved a semi that jackknifed. And in Robinson County, there were several crashes on I-65 near mile marker 108. Crews there are treating roads with salt, according to TDOT. The winter weather can also bring potholes to Tennessee roads. We all know many people struggle with driving around them or even hitting them. So how do you report a pothole if you come across one? NDOT says that there are 3 ways to do so to get it removed. If you live in Nashville, you can download the Hub Nashville app and make a report at any time, or you can go to their website and report it there. For residents living in Clarksville, Murfreesboro, Coffee County, or Dixon County, you can find out how to report potholes on NDOT's website. And you can keep track of the Arctic air making its way to the mid-state now using our free First Alert Weather app. In the app, we have a winter weather toolkit you'll want to have. It's full of tips and tricks to help you navigate the dangerously low temperatures. One person was injured after their truck went off the road in Overton County. This happened around 9 this morning on Highway 164. You see it in the woods there. Officials say when they got to the scene, they found the truck right there off the side of the road. It had slid down an embankment and hit those trees. We're working to learn the condition of the driver's injuries tonight. License plate readers in Mount Juliet helped police find a stolen car out of Nashville. NLPR alerted police to a Nissan Frontier that had been stolen out of Nashville last night. Police say it entered the city from I-40 this afternoon. Officers located the car in a store parking lot. And then while they were watching the car, waiting for a possible suspect to show up, police say that a man ran out of a store with more than $500 worth of stolen merchandise. He was then taken into custody and he was actually wanted on 4 warrants out of Nashville. Police later learned for charges related to shoplifting and violating probation. A high-speed chase today ended in the arrest of a man accused of stealing from a youth football league. This was in Hopkinsville. Police tried to pull over 46-year-old James Phillips Jr. WKDZ reports that he did not stop. Instead, he drove through multiple stoplights, speeding. Phillips ended up driving right off the road and into a field. Police say the man is accused of stealing a trailer from the Bud Hudson Youth Football League with more than $60,000 worth of their equipment. None of that has been recovered yet. Police say Phillips may be involved in other thefts they're looking into as well. 30 years ago, Dolly Parton's Imagination Library was formed from an idea. Why not gift books to children during their first 5 years to foster the love of reading? Now, millions of books later, We are celebrating the milestones and the memories. When she first got started, she gifted nearly 200 children's books, and now that number is in the millions. And one of the children to receive books from the Imagination Library, she says it helped foster her love of reading.
When you're growing up and you're little, you don't really understand fame and you don't understand those things, but I knew who was sending me books every month. And so she was the book lady. I am just so grateful and blessed to have been such a small part of it.
And my producer was just in my ear reminding me that today is actually Dolly Parton's birthday. So happy birthday, Dolly. 3 decades later, Imagination Library ships books to children in all 50 states, Canada, the United Kingdom, Ireland, and Australia. The beginning of a ceasefire deal in Gaza has begun with the release of 3 hostages. Coming up, we lay out the details surrounding the deal and the beautiful moments when families there were reunited. TikTok said today that it would be restoring service to the United States after it was banned from Americans last night. The company said its services were coming back online after President-elect Donald Trump provided assurances necessary to the company's service providers. Just hours before the move from TikTok, Trump posted to Truth Social calling for the app to remain available. He indicated in his post that he wanted access in order to broadcast his inauguration tomorrow. 3 Israeli hostages are now free and reunited with their families after 470 days in captivity. This marks the beginning of this new ceasefire deal and the end, for now, to the fighting that has killed tens of thousands of people. Richard Engel has the latest details. Tomorrow will mark the 60th presidential inauguration, and thousands of officers and public safety personnel from all across the country were sworn in today to serve at President-elect Trump's inauguration ceremony. Law enforcement officials held a press conference to talk about the security plan for the inauguration since it has moved indoors. The Department of Homeland Security has designated the inauguration a national special security event. They say that this designation allows for a whole government approach that relies on collaboration with event security professionals who are among the best in the world.
As you know, contingencies were a part of our security planning with our partners, and MPD is fully prepared to support this adjustment. Whether the event is indoors or outdoors, our mission remains the same: to ensure a safe and successful presidential inauguration.
Officials say they have not received any credible security threats to the event, but they take all information seriously, and they encourage citizens, if you see something, be sure to say something. And you can watch the inauguration right here live on WSMV4. We'll have live coverage of the event all morning long. That's going to begin tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Georgia is suspending all of its poultry activities after the state's agriculture department confirmed a case of bird flu at a commercial operation this week. It was in Elbert County, that's on the northeastern part of the state. This is the first time bird flu has struck a commercial poultry operation in the state since the nationwide outbreak began back in 2022. And it's the 5th time authorities have detected the virus in Georgia. The suspension means that all poultry exhibits, shows, and sales in Georgia are on hold until further notice, and all commercial poultry operations within a 6-mile radius are now under quarantine and will undergo testing for at least 2 weeks. California's devastating Palisades fire is now 49% contained. Firefighters are battling 2 major blazes in Los Angeles County. The second fire, the Eaton fire, which as of last night now remains 73% contained. Both fires have stayed the same size for about the past week now, with the Palisades fire at nearly 24,000 acres and the Eaton fire at more than 14,000 acres. Back here in the mid-state, we are seeing temperatures drop, and they are dropping quick. First Alert meteorologist Cruz Medina is here with us now. And Cruz, this isn't a 1-day event. This isn't a 2-day event. This is it's gonna be cold all week.
Pretty much all week, yeah. It's going to take till next weekend for us to finally feel some relief, and these temperatures could remain below freezing at least for another 48+ hours.
Well, we got a big day tomorrow. Very cold weather, the national championship, and the inauguration. Stick with WSMV. That live coverage starts at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.